Hi, Betty. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. You having a good Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just want to recap what we talked about last week. So last week you came in and we talked about how you were trying to decide between three career paths or three majors for college. Um, you're a senior in high school, so you're feeling a little bit anxious about, oh gosh, I have to choose what I'm going to do. I have to choose what I'm going to do. Well, the good news is we have plenty of time. You've done a great job of getting 30 hours of college already, which puts you a year ahead of everyone else. But the good news is we're not in a big rush. The basics are typically 60 hours, and typically those 60 hours apply to any major, so we still have plenty of time. But you're right that we need to start narrowing down your choices. So last time we talked about how important it is for you to be able to have gain more self knowledge. So I set a goal of let's find out as much as we can about ourselves. And students always laugh at me like, "Oh, I know myself." Well, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean, what do you value most in a career? And we talked about that last week. And I made myself some notes so that I could be sure and reiterate them today. Make sure we're still on the same page. You said things that you need most in a career are others respect what you do. Yes. Okay. You want to be in some type of career where you're able to help others. Okay. You said you wanted to be challenging, have some variety, and feel satisfaction at the end of the day. You want there to be job security and have a steady income. And you want to feel a sense of accomplishment in the work that you do.
Yes.
Okay. Things that I noted as aren't as important to you are a convenient work location and a good working atmosphere. So you don't care if you have a state-of-the-art building and it's half a mile from your house. You said at this point in your life, good benefits weren't that important to you. That you didn't necessarily feel like you were a personality that would have to have a supervisor guiding you at all times. And although money is a good thing, the highest paying salary is not the most important thing to you. Okay. Careers that you mentioned that we talked about were possibly a dental hygienist. We talked about the pros and the cons of that. How you like that you could set your own hours. You could work 4-day weeks if you wanted to. A lot of times the dentist took good care of their employees and took them on paid vacations. You like that you were able to socialize with people because you mentioned that is that you want to be able to be around other people. But you were kind of concerned about the monotony of it, doing the same thing, repetitious day in, day out. We talked about the physical therapist, how, again, the socializing aspect, you're able to help others. You think you would feel accomplished helping people regain skills that they've lost. Again, you mentioned that the money is good there, but it wasn't your most important aspect of a career. And then you mentioned a teacher or a coach. I was thinking about this since we met last, and I was wondering, do you think the teacher aspect comes from you growing up in a household with a teacher?
Probably.
Does your mom enjoy being a teacher? So you really understand the pros and the cons of being a teacher. You understand that they don't make a whole lot of money.
Yes.
But I'm assuming if you like it, your mom must like it, and she must have shown you that it has great benefits of accomplishment and helping others. And you mentioned the coaching aspect because you said you really liked umpiring because you liked teaching the kids new things and seeing their growth, and you love softball and you played it yourself. Okay. Well, I see you did what I asked you to do here. Again, going into reaching that goal of acquiring more knowledge about yourself, we have the things you value most. I ask you to take this personality test and print it out for me. Have you looked over it? Have you read over it? Okay. So let's talk about why it is we need to know more about our personalities. So a personality test, research has proven that the more you know about your personality, the more accurately you can choose careers that match your personality for greater job satisfaction and happiness in the workplace. So the personality test that I gave you today will look at the 5 most important personality traits when it comes to choosing a career. Knowing your strengths and your weaknesses is key in a career. Things that I know I enjoy and things that I don't. How much interaction I need with others. Whether I like confrontation or I don't. Whether I'm a loner or I like to socialize. Those are important aspects to any career. So today, this personality test that I ask you to take is going to look at what they consider the 5 most important personality traits. It goes over mind. We'll talk about what these mean as we go into them. Energy, nature, tactics, and identity. So as we go through these, I'm going to talk about what they mean, and then we will kind of reflect with you and see what you think. Do you think that the test accurately assesses how you see yourself? And we'll see if we feel like this is an accurate assessment. All right, now I'm going to take some notes as we go along. Okay. So the personality test gives you a quote, I guess you would call it a symbol, like a category, and they list you here as the entertainer. Okay, you're looking at me like, whoa, that's not me.
No.
When I've seen you in the hallways and I hear teachers talk about you, you've been Vandal of the Week. I hear you're a hard worker, you're a National Honor Society, but entertainer to most students is like, oh, you talking about the class clown? Is that kind of the thought you got? Okay, well, it breaks that down and it gives you the acronym ESFP, and which will go into your personality traits. And let's just go over what the aspects of the entertainer. Okay, so first let's get into mind. So this is what your results showed right here on the mind aspect of your personality. Mind deals with how do you interact with your surroundings. And the results showed when we go into this personality test, mind is the category, and then it veers off either way. So you could be under mind, you could be highly this, you could be highly this, or you could be somewhat neutral in the middle. So when it came to mind, it breaks down the mind into 2 categories. You're either an introvert or you're an extrovert. Intra, meaning you prefer to work alone. Introvert, you don't express yourself a whole lot. Extrovert, you express yourself, you like to socialize, that type of thing.
Okay.
So your results show that you are 69% extroverted, which would be considered highly extroverted. 50% would be about neutral. Extroverts enjoy group activities. They strive on social interaction, being around people, talking to people. They tend to be easily excited, enthusiastic about doing the things they love. What do you think about that? When you think of yourself, do you think that describes you?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's real close to how I am.
That's how you are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Such as what in a career? So when you're seeing that in a career and you know you're extroverted, and we are looking at dental hygienist, physical therapist, teacher, coach, do you think that aligns with that? Yes. What in there do you think aligns with a teacher?
Like group activities and helping others and stuff like that.
Okay. What about, same thing with the physical therapist?
Yeah, they all 3 have the same.
All 3. They all have the interaction, socialization aspect that you like. Okay. Now we're getting into energy. Energy of all the 5 personality aspects, research considers the most important aspect to consider when choosing a career. And you're like, okay, so what is energy? Energy determines how you see the world and what kind of information you choose to focus on. Okay, so there are two different categories that you could break down energy into. Energy is broken down into observant or intuitive. And your test results show right here that you are extremely observant. You scored 80% observant. Okay, so what does that mean as far as personality? You have a tendency to be very practical, down to earth, realistic. Okay, you focus on the facts and things you see. You rely on what has been tried and tested. You prefer to focus on one thing at a time instead of juggling things.
Yes.
Okay, so do you really understand that observant part? That when you're intuitive, you like to be curious and imaginative and open-minded, and you're always thinking about, well, what could that have meant, instead of just focusing on what's happening now. Very observant people like to look at situations and they base it on the facts. They're pretty much black and white. They look at the whole thing, they watch people, they observe the situation, and then they make decisions based off of that. Do you think that's you?
Yes.
Yes. You're very practical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Do you see that fitting in with a teacher and a coach, a dental hygienist, physical therapist?
I see it fitting more into like a physical therapist and a teacher, not really a dental hygienist, because with being like a physical therapist, you have to observe how your patients are doing and like, are they getting better, or are their muscles breaking down and they're not getting stronger? And with like a teacher, you have to observe how your students are doing. Are they learning it this way, or do they learn it better from a PowerPoint or writing on the board? Or
that was actually a good self-assessment there, because you're right. You're looking at the observable things and using those to help guide you in a practical manner. All right. Next personality aspect is nature. How do you make decisions and how do you cope with emotions? This is really good to look at, especially as far as stressful situations. It shows that you're actually neutral. You're just neutral. You don't. If you're a thinker, it breaks it down into two categories. If you are a thinker, then you base your decisions on logic and rational thinking. In other words, you rely on your head more than you do your heart.
that's probably true.
No matter what happens when you're a thinker, you keep cool. You take logic over emotion, and you let logic make your decisions. Those that break down in the other category of feelings, they use their heart and emotions to guide them. They follow their hearts. They're highly sensitive. They're compassionate. They're emotional. They would rather cooperate instead of compete. They will fight tooth and nail for something that they truly believe in. And it says here that you came up neutral. 49% thinking, 51% feeling. Do you think that's you, that you use both?
Yeah, I'm not quite, like, sometimes I'm emotional, but not really. And most of the time I go with what I think in my head, not my heart.
Okay. So I was thinking of this while you were saying that. I was thinking, as a teacher, Do you think there will be times that you need both? You need to be a logical thinker, but you also need to be compassionate?
Yes.
Yes. That really struck me. When you came up neutral, I was just thinking to myself as I was reading the aspects of that. Teachers, I think, have to do both. I would think teachers fight tooth and nail for their students, for what they think is right, but they put the feelings and the emotions of what's best for the students in their mind as well when they're making decisions. Would you think that'd be the case in physical therapy too?
Yeah.
That you would need to be a compassionate person, but use logic and reasoning as well? All right, next category is tactics. Okay, so let's see here what it says about tactics. You can either be judging or you can be prospecting. So your results showed, wow, you are extremely prospecting with a score of 86%. That's really, really strong. This trait determines how you look at planning and possible options. So this trait is directly related to your attitude about structure in your life. One aspect about prospecting is that you're flexible, you're relaxed, even when it comes to unexpected challenges. So I'm thinking about this and teaching, because you kind of sounded to me like maybe you were getting away from the dental hygienist thing a little bit, just from you saying, well, I don't know about this, it's kind of repetitive. But let's talk about, since you're have a prospecting personality, and you need to be, it says here that you're really good and being flexible and relaxed even when things become challenging and you're not expecting that. You think that's a good trait for a teacher and a coach? Yes. Okay. Give me an example. When would you need to stay calm and relaxed when things get bad or challenging?
Like, as a coach, you need to stay calm if it's a close game, or even if your team is sucking and they're doing terrible, you need to stay calm and still encourage them and not yell at them and make it worse.
You think your players would appreciate a coach that's level-headed and calm? What about in the classroom?
You would need to, if you have this kid that always does great on tests and then suddenly they do terrible, you would need to stay calm and understand, did I do a bad job or they really just didn't know it? And so you need to talk them through it and maybe teach them again and not discourage them, so then they think, oh, I'm just not smart, I can't ever do it, or whatever.
There's that compassion inside coming out. I'm sure, being a daughter of a teacher, you've heard about challenging situations in the classroom, probably behaviorally. Have you pictured that? Behavior challenges in the classroom. And is your mom pretty calm? You think you have her personality traits of staying fairly calm?
Yeah.
Prospecting personalities are aware of all the possibilities. You know all the possibilities. You know you're doing a great job of narrowing it down. And then it's sometimes hard for them to commit to one single choice because they're afraid of making a poor choice. Do you have that?
A little bit, yeah.
Are you sometimes indecisive? You're like, oh, I can't decide this or this. What if I choose this and then I should have chose that?
Yeah, I do that a lot.
You do that a lot? They worry about making themselves happy. So they like to tend to leave all the options open. Yeah. Okay. So far everything's seeming to line up with some of your top choices. So now the last personality aspect. Again, you're neutral. It says, are you assertive or are you turbulent? Well, I've had a little bit of interaction with you in the hallways and in classrooms, STAR testing, and I thought to myself, Bailey, assertive? I don't know about that. So let's read here and talk about, it says, and turbulent. Turbulent, that sounds kind of like, I don't know, kind of rough. Well, here's what it said about it. It says, when you're looking at your identity, it says this trait is extremely important because this shows how confident you tend to feel in your abilities and your decisions. So it says assertive people are not as concerned about the outcomes. They always have a feeling that they could do more, have more, accomplish more. They appear self assured, less stressed. They refuse to worry themselves to death. They don't punish themselves if they don't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. And they tend to be more satisfied in life. Are you like that in some areas?
Some, but not all.
Not all. So
No.
do you think? Give me an example of where you thought, no, that doesn't sound like me.
Like, I don't punish myself.
Okay, that's what it says. You don't punish yourself if you don't achieve what you expect to achieve.
No, but I am sometimes stressed.
You do
Yeah.
worry about things.
Uh-huh.
If you have a big test coming up, do you stress, or are you the one that more prepares so that you feel confident?
Well, I'm more prepared and I feel confident, but at the same time I stress.
You stress. Okay. Well, maybe that's where we're in that middle range then, that neutral area. Turbulent is a great trait for those who perform in roles where they push themselves to achieve outstanding results. Does that match you? Are you constantly pushing yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you push yourself on the turbulent side,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're reaching the neutral area because once you push yourself, you feel confident, and that helps alleviate some of the stress.
Yeah.
Okay. Your overall category, it gives you, remember how at the beginning I told you you're an ESFP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it puts the whole picture together. And this is what it says about this personality. Let's see if this sounds like you. Because the whole point of this is being aware of yourself. It says you like to be in the middle of the action, taking an active social role in your environment, where you like to have fun with colleagues, you like a laid back, enthusiastic atmosphere. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. You're realistic and sensible. You're aware of the needs of others. You prefer to work in jobs where you help and serve others, and where you can see the fruits of your labor, that your hard work is actually paying off.
Yes.
Okay. Their practicality makes them good at solving problems. They look for jobs where they can move around versus being confined in like an office setting. They become stressed if they're in a workplace with overly strict rules. They desire a little bit of flexibility.
So meaning like you can only do this and that's the only thing you can do. Oh no, I don't like that.
You like a little bit of flexibility?
Yeah. Like if I were to teach, I'd like to teach however I wanted. I wouldn't like to only teach on like paper and pen or only on the whiteboard. I would rather do whatever I wanted, like an activity or a PowerPoint or whatever.
I like that you said that because I actually went on a job interview one time for a teacher, and that sounded exactly the way I felt. The principal said, I like to run my school like a factory. And so I looked at him and I said, meaning what? And he said, I like all my teachers to be teaching the same thing on the same page at the same time every day. And I thought to myself, I don't know that I could do that.
Mm-mm.
So you can't see yourself
No.
doing that either. You want to be able, you don't mind having the high expectations and achieve a lot, but you want to do it in a way you think
Yes.
is best.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Since they focus on the present, they want to see immediate results versus long time projects. So like you want to be able to see things or improvement or achievement now versus, oh, I really don't care until at the end of the year.
No, I'd
Results.
rather see them now.
Yeah.
So I know like I'm doing a better job rather than finding out at the end and I did terrible.
Okay. Well, the good thing about this personality test I gave you is that it gives us the top occupation matches for your personality, the entertainer personality. All right, are you ready? Let's talk about the things that said you should avoid. Airline pilot.
Yeah, no.
No. An accountant, an economist. No. An engineer.
No.
A judge or an attorney.
No. I wouldn't like any of those.
None of those. Okay, now we move on to your top matching results. Social worker. Wonder why that would be up there.
Because like you're working like with kids and like I don't know.
Service role of helping
Yeah.
others. Nurse.
Nah.
Okay. You're gonna laugh because guess what's on this list? Teacher, physical therapist, and dental hygienist. That's what I
All
thought.
three?
All three, yes. But let's go over some of the others. You already said no on the nurse. What do you not like about nursing? It is a service occupation.
I couldn't deal with like blood or I don't know, like giving IVs or anything like that.
Nothing like that. Okay. It also says here occupational therapist, fitness trainer, vet assistant, pediatrician, dietitian, going over diets, and cosmetologist.
I wouldn't enjoy being a cosmetologist because I wouldn't want to like be stuck in the position of doing someone's hair and then I mess it up and then like
Is that highly stressful
Yes.
situation for you?
and then pediatrician. Same thing as a nurse. Like I wouldn't want to deal with blood or like sick kids because I'd sort of feel like depressed because I'd feel bad for them. And then a vet, I'm not really a big animal fan.
Okay.
Um,
Fitness trainer, could you see yourself doing that as a career?
not as a career because I don't know.
You like doing it, you like working out, but you wouldn't want it as your job.
No.
Okay. I'm going back to dental hygienist because you said something and then I thought, what? I said nurse, and you said, oh, I don't like dealing with blood. So then I got to thinking, do you think teeth are going to bleed?
Yeah.
Are you think you could deal with that? People are going to come in with bad dental conditions. Is that something you could see yourself doing on a daily basis?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this did a great job of kind of showing you or bringing to the forefront your strengths and your weaknesses in your personality. Do you think that overall this was a good assessment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Knowing yourself and your personality is key to picking the right career. And still, how do you feel about the three?
I'm sort of undecided. I mean, I'm a little one way, but I still don't want to give up I'm a little more lean towards teaching, but I don't want to decide on that because I still want physical therapy and a dental hygienist.
Okay. That makes me laugh because that's that indecisive thing. I want to do this, but I want to leave these open. So I think right now, what I think would help you most is maybe to do a little bit of job shadowing. Have you heard of that?
A little bit, but only on like kids at my school that want to be a nurse or something. They go through our nursing teacher and they ask her who they could job shadow in the summer and stuff.
Okay, I think that would be a great option for you to actually get some hands-on experience and also get to talk to people one-on-one that can be honest about the pros and cons of the occupation because no one knows better than the person that's actually doing it. So I would really like to let you do some job shadowing. I think that would give you some knowledge that you can't just get out of doing research online. I personally could set you up because you mentioned either junior high or high school math teacher. So I could personally set you up some job shadowing experience here at the high school, and I could even do that at the junior high level and set you up with a math teacher. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Would you think you'd rather do it at the high school where you you're in classrooms with students you know because you're at the high school with them, or would you prefer to start at the junior high?
Start at the junior high.
I think that's probably a good choice. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll shoot an email over to a couple of the junior high math teachers that I know have plenty of experience and are great teachers with high expectations, and see if I can set you up a couple of job shadowing experiences so you can go in and see. I've had students that say, "Oh, I really want to be a vet," and then I send them to job shadow, and they come back and they're like, "I had no idea I was going to have to stick my hands in the rear of animals and terrible things like that." I mean, they would come back with crazy stories like that. So, and then they immediately knock that off their list. So I want to send you on this job shadowing. And then what about the coaching aspect? I thought you said you already play softball.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a good relationship with the coaches there. Yeah. You have plenty of knowledge there. You don't think you need to job shadow a coach. Okay, so let's do a little job shadowing in a junior high math teaching position. See what you think about it. What about dental hygienist? Do you have a dentist locally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that you could call your dentist and see if he could arrange for you to sit in with the dental hygienist one afternoon and maybe talk with one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to contact the dentist and do a little bit of job shadowing with the hygienist there. And what about physical therapists? Do you have any connections to a physical therapist or?
I had to do a lot of physical therapy after I had shoulder surgery, so I could probably contact him and do some there.
Oh, so you actually have been through physical therapy?
Yes.
So is that where you kind of got some information about what a physical therapist does?
Yeah, I really got to semi-experience what physical therapy was because I was there all the time, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so you're going to contact your previous physical therapist and see if he'll let you come in and watch him do various types of physical therapy and maybe stay a full day so you can see, is it repetitive? Am I going to like it? Is there enough socializing? That type of thing. Okay. Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we get you some hands-on experience through some job shadowing, and then let's meet back again.
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would take a little journal with you on your job shadowing experience, and you can either write down as you're there on the job with them doing the job shadowing, or do a reflection journaling about what you liked and what you didn't, so we can read over it when you come back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you again.